from Brigham City.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to personally thank Stan Summers for always returning my emails and trying very hard to help us succeed as a business and nonprofit in Box Elder County. He truly wants businesses to thrive and provide the goods and services the county needs, and I really do sincerely appreciate that. Due to the many emails I have sent to the commissioners over the last year regarding our particular circumstance, we want to remind you that Dance for Life Suicide Prevention and Good Mental Health is a nonprofit and has joined with Starstruck Dance and Performing Arts and Dreampoint Ballet Company to provide affordable, high-quality dance training for those in our community who would otherwise not have the opportunity. These two dance programs help sustain the nonprofit, whose mission is to incorporate mental health programs throughout Utah, including Box Elder County, as well as bring awareness and final solutions to the growing rates of suicides in our great state. Our nonprofit has worked with political leaders throughout Utah, including Burgess Owens, Blake Moore, Chris Peterson, Karina Brown, and more in an effort to reduce suicides. However, due to the following circumstances, Dance for Life is now at risk of being closed in Box Elder County due to the following. Number one, the property tax burden on the building where Dance for Life headquarters is located and dance programs reside. If these taxes are not paid, Dance for Life loses its home. Number two, the effects of COVID on all nonprofits and their ability to receive grants, sponsorships, and funding from business and government entities. Dance for Life was not able to receive government-allocated pandemic funding from Box Elder County for nonprofits because of delinquent property taxes held by the owners, Jonathan and Kristen Barlow. Dance for Life merely rents the facility for its services and is separate from ownership of the building, but was denied grants it would have otherwise received. This is like not giving United Way funding because the landlord where United Way has its offices owes property taxes on the building they rent space in. Had we received this funding, we would have put it towards getting caught up on outstanding property taxes. Number three, Perry City allowing another dance studio to be built next to ours in a small demographic where a limited percentage of the population dances. This is not like a car wash or gas station because everyone owns a car, so the demographic is large. Dance is very specialized with a very small percentage of the population desiring this type of service. This decision by Perry City completely depleted our clientele, which supports Dance for Life programs throughout Box Elder County and Utah at large. When meeting with Mayor Jepson regarding these concerns, he admitted Perry City did not have the knowledge and experience to do city planning properly and admitted this decision was a mistake, which was made before he was in office. Because of this, our two dance programs are having their final year this year, and this income has been completely depleted. I have been in the dance business 30 years in both Utah and California and have never seen two dance studios right next to each other, even in a large demographic area. All businesses should receive an equal chance to succeed, especially after investing $450,000 into the purchase and improvement of an existing building to beautify Perry's Main Street and provide taxes for schools and other government programs. Number four, Diversity Dance now controls the Box Elder School Rockettes and cheer programs, which is a conflict of interest, having a huge impact on our clientele. Infinity Dance has also left Brigham City this year after serving over 35 years because of this conflict of interest, even though in previous years they received enormous growth when their teacher was the drill coach. Government should not be in the position of picking winners and losers in the private sector, and those working for the high school should not be benefiting from that association. Both drill and cheerleading coaches of Box Elder High School work at Diversity. The assistant coach of drill is the owner of Diversity. Rockettes is one of the main draws for parents and dancers to choose a dance studio. Knowing the drill coach is a teacher and the assistant coach is the owner of a dance studio puts all the other dance studios at a disadvantage and will affect their enrollment numbers. Diversity is now bursting at the seams because of the advantage, while Infinity has closed their doors and Dance for Life has been forced to eliminate this program completely. Parents given a choice will choose a dance studio where they feel their child will have a greater chance of becoming a Rockette, whether real or not. Dance for Life relies on our dance training division of our business to help support our suicide prevention programs. Without this wing of our nonprofit, we will be hard-pressed to survive. Number five, we have attempted to sell the Perry Commercial Building over the past year because of the delinquent taxes. We have so far been unsuccessful due to the building being a dance studio next to another dance studio with an unfair advantage as just explained. We have tried to sell this building as a dance studio over the past year, but potential buyers were scared away because of the existing studio next to it and the limited number of clients in the area's demographic to support dance. To sell to someone other than a dance studio would mean major renovations buyers do not want to pay. We have also found, due to the pandemic, that businesses are not in a position to expand or purchase at this time. Number 6, we have decided to put our home up for sale in April to pay for the property taxes. So now we will have both our home and commercial property on the market to pay our tax obligation. With this very hot real estate market, we should be able to sell soon. We have come to the conclusion after 25 years that it's impossible to survive in the dance business in this area due to all the roadblocks to success what we've encountered, and therefore we will be relocating our Dance for Life headquarters and family to Florida. Our Utah Dance for Life programs will remain, but our Perry offices will be closed. We are pleading with the Box Elder County Commissioners based on this information to forgive the delinquent taxes, reduce the amount of the delinquent taxes, or give us a 9-month extension to pay the tax. As soon as one of these 2 properties sells, the taxes will be paid. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was just going to let you know that every time you send me an email, I usually call these other 2 and they give me advice. So
Nice.
yeah,
I appreciate that. I hate to be so bothersome, but
that's one thing.
this is our investment. This is our life investment.
That's
so.
one thing that they're good at, just returning
Yes,
emails.
yes,
and
I
we
know.
bounce ideas off
And
each
I
other.
appreciate that, the communication.
And it's been good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I think the thing that was new about that is that you were putting up your house for sale to be able to do that. And I mean, like I said, I don't want to put anything for a tax, if you have to, but have you got a contract now that you've signed with the
A realtor? Yes, so the house, the studio, we tried to sell on our own
Right.
For the past year, and I kind of was doing it incognito a little bit because I was still having a clientele there.
Right.
I didn't want to scare them off.
Right.
And so we were kind of doing it incognito, and then, we have announced now as of January, and so we have been looking at a couple. We're still on the market. It's still out there. It's been out there for a year. But we're going to be more aggressive with a commercial realtor that will be doing that. And it'll be the same commercial realtor that's doing our home. So we've already signed the paperwork for that. It should be going on the market. Our home is going to go on in April. And then the other one's already been on, but it'll be more aggressively pursued with this contract. So we really wanted to try to stay. We wanted to try to stay because we do good programs here in Box Elder County. Mental illness is a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'd like to be able to keep doing services here, but the property tax has been a huge burden on us, and because of these things I've explained, we just can't compete.
How long has Dance for Life been there?
It's 2019 is when we got our nonprofit status. So before that, we were dance programs, just regular dance programs for years. But my daughter graduated, and I wanted to retire and go into another direction. And so we just were using the dance programs to help the Dance for Life to pay for our many programs throughout Utah. We do programs all over the state. Mm-hmm. So we'd like to have our headquarters stay in Perry, for that. And we will still have a presence here, even if we sell the buildings. We are relocating the headquarters to Florida, but we will have all the operations still here in Utah and in Box Elder, hopefully, because it's been our home for 25 years.
Well, and I think the mental health awareness is a great thing.
Oh, yeah. It's so important right now, especially with this pandemic. Very much needed, so.
I know we gave you an extension on the building in 2019.
Yeah, and I think that because of the pandemic, they gave everyone, they didn't want to do the tax sale with COVID.
Yeah.
And so they did. And like I said, we've been aggressively been trying to sell this as best we can without hurting our business at the same time. But now we've announced that we're going, and so we can full-fledged, and this hot market, this real estate, we may even hit the deadline before. We may sell it, but it does take time to close and all that.
If it goes up in April, the average home right now on the market's lasting less than 7 days.
I know.
So.
See, that's what I mean. So we may not need an extension, but just in case, we didn't want that property to go up. Because, we'll pay, that's the first thing we'll do is walk into your office and get that paid as soon as it's sold. So
any new thoughts with this new?
No, that does make a difference, obviously. And, we're certainly understanding of your plight. I mean, obviously, we would need to grant an extension so that it doesn't get listed on the tax sale, and that's scheduled for the middle of May.
Yeah,
15th.
Um,
But if it, like I said, if their house sells, then.
yeah, it may
Come in
just, it would be
before.
fine, but just in case we were worried if for
Yeah.
closing, it takes a while and all that, so.
I don't know if I'm comfortable doing 9 months, but I mean, I don't mind
Like a 6-month
trying
or
to
something,
give a little bit of time. With the way the housing market is, I don't suspect it would take too long,
yeah.
but
I'd entertain a motion to whatever you guys want to do. I mean, 90 days, 120 days. I mean, because honestly, I've watched houses close, in 30 days because of the market. so.
Right, it is a hot market, but I just didn't want to be so
Well,
squeezed.
like I said,
you
I
know.
don't want to have to.
I'll make a motion that we give 120 days for this, for them to be able to sell their home to pay the taxes off.
Okay,
We've got a motion from
From-
Commissioner
You're
Hatfield.
talking from like right
Like
now,
for
so
now.
that would be middle of July, in essence?
Mhm.
Okay. I would second that.
Okay, I've got a motion by Commissioner Hatfield, a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
okay,
Good luck.
perfect, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
I have Camille Pugsley. I kind of figured that was the little kid with the hat.
Yeah, we're pretty identifiable here in this county. And I would first want to start off apologizing if I seem weak. I had emergency surgery where I lost a lot of blood less than 2 weeks ago, so I'm still recovering from that.
Sorry, pull that mic up to you and then just tell
Is
me.
that better there?
Tell me what your name is.
My
and
name's Camille Pugsley. I'm from Snowville, Utah.
Who's this cute little one with you?
This is McCoy.
Hey, McCoy, how are you? Good.
So I'm here today because we purchased our home in Snowville January 6, 2020, from a company called RLF Deep Creek LLC. They're out of Denver. And when they owned the home and land, there was 2 parcel numbers, which I have here. And so our parcel number, which includes our home and land as 1, has just recently been created. RLF was approached in May asking if anyone lived in the home. And instead of them replying that they no longer own the home or reaching out to me, letting me know that there was some property tax issues, they replied that no one was living in the home, and it went from primary residence to secondary, which has made the property taxes gone up quite a bit. So this was just brought to my attention last week. I've been talking with Deep Creek's lawyer. I've called the treasurer and county assessor and everyone here today. And so I'm here to see if we can, I know that our new parcel number has been changed to a primary residence, but I'm here to see what we can do about the 2020 taxes. If it's something that we can we pay what would have been primary taxes on it instead of paying the additional secondary, because we have lived in that home. I don't know why that was never brought to anyone's attention until, like I say, last week. But
If it was one parcel number, it seems to me like the other people should have been paying that tax on the house, even if it was just one parcel number and then it's split. Right?
well, so
Rod's shaking his head back there, so I'm gonna make sure we're talking about it right.
the lawyers gave me 2 parcel numbers that he says one was for the home and one was for the land. And then it was just recently created under our name, the home and land together as one.
Okay.
So they have I guess that they classified it as a subdivision where they broke off only part of the land to sell to us instead of the whole lot. So we only own 28.9 acres of the available 100 that's there. And so I believe that's why they had the 2 different ones, but I'm not entirely clear on that. And I don't even know when this new parcel number was. He just told me it was newly created. So all I know is that the parcel number that we have now did not exist in January 1st of 2020.
Okay.
And so,
I see Jeff Scott's looking it up right now.
Oh, that was the other one.
Oh, sorry.
So you purchased this on January 6th, 2020. When did you guys move in? Was it approximately that
We
same
moved
time?
that day. Yeah, we'd been
Okay.
living in a camper trailer for quite some time, so we were gung ho to get in.
Good for you. Okay. So you did live there the entire year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's our only residence.
All right. And have you guys already paid the taxes for 2020?
I have not. It was at the time. It's pretty high. Something that I'm not able was until recently will not be able to have paid in full, thanks to some new stimulus checks. We do have a little bit extra, which we could pay some taxes, but paying that full. Last time I had a number, it was over $2,800. So paying that in full would be a little bit of a strain, but I'm not asking to be forgiven completely. I want to make sure that we're being honest and paying
That's what I would
the
just
taxes that we
say.
do owe.
Rod, do you have any more insight on this?
She actually explained it pretty well.
Okay,
Taxes go to who owns it on the first. That's basically what happened.
You need to come up here so everybody can hear it on the recordings, Rob. Thanks.
She basically explained it pretty well. Taxes go to those that own it January 1st. Typically, title companies take care of that problem. In this case, they actually, like she said, responded and said nobody lives there.
They said the people you bought
The
it from.
people that they bought it from, so we have the documentation that shows that. Really,
Right.
that doesn't matter, other
Right.
than now it comes to the point, if you want to forgive the taxes, the difference between, we'll agree that, yeah, we don't disagree that they live there.
Right.
change it to a primary residence.
Well, and then why did it go, was it the great law that we passed from the state that
It's,
swapped it to
It's the
the
same thing.
secondary?
Same Senate Bill 18 that, or
That's what I wondered.
whichever one it was. So basically, this is that same thing that we've seen before.
Okay.
Okay.
So honestly, I would feel good about doing the difference back to where it was just a
Change it to
Primary
a primary
residence.
primary residence and
So-
forgive the rest.
They have been combined into one parcel now?
Actually, 2 parcels became 3.
Oh,
So it was kind of there's a lot of things that kind of made this a perfect storm.
We've had a lot of perfect storms lately.
Well, that bill.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
And believe me,
But anyway, 2 become
Okay.
3, this was one portion of that, and,
okay. All right, thanks, Rod.
I'd make a motion that we change the taxes on parcel 08-008-0085 to primary
And forgive
and
the,
forgive the remainder of the taxes on the secondary charge.
okay.
And, hey, Rod, that parcel in question, that is the one with the home on it, or is that not correct?
it is the one with the house on it.
Okay.
I would just say, probably not change it to primary property, because we can't really do that, it's just forgiveness of the difference between
Forgiveness.
primary
Forgiveness
and
of the
Okay.
difference.
And then you'll worry about that other part after,
So,
because it's not,
It's on primary for 2021,
One.
so we've got that part taken care of
okay,
already.
so yeah,
I'll amend that, so we'll forgive the amount
Difference.
of, the difference on the taxes between primary and secondary.
oh, Rod's got another,
sorry, I do have a question.
sure.
So the land that we own, is the house and our land considered on the one parcel, or is our land separate?
28 acres.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she said.
If I remember right, I think it's
It's one.
all on one.
Okay, that's what I was, I'm sorry. 3-year-olds, huh?
That's,
That's awesome.
that's what we're here for.
In your motion, you will need to, it'll actually be a parent parcel, that will have to be forgiven off.
Okay.
Don't be waving your hands at me.
We'll deal with that stuff when it comes.
Okay.
I think the idea is that they probably don't want to be paying secondary residents off home that.
Yeah,
It's not secondary.
right.
So, okay, so I'll make my motion that we're going to make a partial adjustment on a parent parcel to primary and basically forgive the difference
On the
on
tax
secondary on the taxes.
Perfect.
from 2020.
Yeah, from 2020.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I understand that. I would second that motion.
I got a motion by Commissioner Hatfield and a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Where
you.
do I take care of this at?
I'm not sure they'll have it like today, but you might be able,
I can talk to her outside.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rod.
Generally,
Thanks, you
Camille,
guys.
once the treasurer's office sees the minutes of the meeting and knows that it's on the books and it's legit and exactly what the verbiage is, then they'll go ahead and have that number for you.
Okay,
And so you'd be able to do it. I'm guessing it would probably be a week to 2 weeks.
okay.
But in the meantime, Mr. Bennett could answer any questions.
At least
and
come
give you a
close to
little bit
what
of
you're-
details, so,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
a couple weeks.
All
Couple
right.
weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Get
for
better.
coming in.
See you, buddy, unless you want to stick around for the rest of the meeting.
I want to see that, I want to see that hat on him.
Yeah,
again.
where's his hat?
I'm sorry?
I gotta
Buddy's
see that hat
I
on
gotta
him
see his
again.
hat on again.
Over here.
Yeah, come on up, Mike.
All right.
Good David, I mean. You always got your work clothes on. You're like me.
They misnamed me Walker. It should have been Worker. Excuse me. My name is David Walker. I'm a business owner here on Main Street in Brigham City. I'm also, along with my wife, volunteer director of Main Street program for Historic Downtown Brigham City. We just want to express appreciation. I'll just hand this out to you, one for each of you. Appreciation for the past support of our programs and our ability to use the county grounds as part of our programs. There are 3 activities coming up for this year that we would like to ask for a renewal of that permissions. Basically, there's the seasonal farmers market now in our 6th year. That runs from June, roughly June 19th, Saturday, to September 25th, and then there's one other day in October, but that's covered by Third Friday Live. But it's from 4 in the afternoon until 8. Excuse me. With the exception of peach days. And we use the county courthouse parking lot for our food trucks, which tends to draw a lot of people into our market, and it's a good diversion for us. The second item is our, this will be our 6th year of doing Art on Main, which is a Memorial Day weekend art festival celebration. And that's Friday and Saturday, May 28th and 29th. And what we're asking for there is, again, the parking lot for food trucks and the sidewalks. And this is Lisa on your next agenda item is also here, so she might want to come up and she has anything more about that. That's the same event.
Okay.
Art on Main, and the chalk art contest is part of Art on Main. So that would be Friday and Saturday from 9 to 9 each day. Most of the activities will take place on Saturday. Friday is just for the food trucks.
And that's just Friday night, Friday afternoon.
Right. And then we continue to have each third Friday of the month, and that's normally May through October when the weather's a little more agreeable, where we have food trucks in the South County parking lot to support our monthly Third Friday Live event, where we have a sort of an organic celebration each third Friday where the merchants stay open late. There's live music, typically some food vendors, some other activities going on.
Okay.
So the only caveat is on Art on Main. We don't know what kind of crowds we'll have this year. We had a pretty good turnout last year, even though we had COVID, and even though it was only a drive-through of the chalk art, which is we did here in the parking
Right.
lot.
That was
Turned out
amazing.
it was amazing.
cool.
This year we'd like to chalk art on a blacktop is a little challenging.
Yeah.
So I'll let Lisa address that part of it, but we're hoping to use some of the sidewalks instead of, and there will probably be some pedestrian traffic on the lawns itself, because if you have artwork on the sidewalks,
Yeah, there's no place
and
to
we have a concerts going on, people sometimes will get their food and then they want to sit on the lawn, kind of a thing, so.
Okay.
Lisa, did you have,
You keep referring to someone and I keep looking.
well, it's on your next,
Yeah, I don't see her.
okay, well,
Okay.
I'll take her place.
Yeah, no, you're good.
The Chalk Art Festival is part of the Art on Main celebration,
Right.
which is 6 different venues. We've got a fine art show in the Academy Conference Center. We've got a photography show at the Cooley Hospital. We've got the Chalk Art Contest. We're doing a plein air competition this year. And then we're doing some performing arts stage. And actually, a guy by the name of Bren Hill is coming in live
Bren.
concert Friday night.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's good. So
Good. That's awesome.
big celebration.
If you got any other comments, you guys, or Cody, you got any concerns?
That's where I was
Come
going.
on up here if you want to say something.
So the only concerns I have with the chalk art, which it's not really a concern, is that we put the chalk not on the sidewalks where people walk, we put them out front, and that way the traffic going into the building won't on a track. Once they're gone, they leave the chalk there, so it's just, if we could put them out on other areas where it's not, you know, so we can come in on Monday and then spray them off. It's not a big deal, we can work with them to figure that out.
Okay.
If they're coming all the way over here, because we did the whole parking lot last time, and it was full, and so I imagine it got so full they had to overfill.
Right.
We're actually trying to do most of it in the Bill of Rights Plaza, which is a
Okay.
little easier because there's not so much
That's what I
traffic
wondered.
into the building. The problem is some of that cement over there is
It's not
very
really good.
aggregate, and it's
Mhm.
really hard to
Yeah.
I can work with them on it, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Tell Brigham City they need to put in new cement over there.
That's why they're over here.
That's right. And we don't plan to set up any canopies or anything, so there's no
Okay.
stakes going into the ground or anything like that, so.
We work for you, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
If he gives you any guff, just let us know.
Oh, there is one concern that we have.
Okay.
Outside of our regular scheduled Third Friday events, there's a couple of food trucks that kind of just like show up in your parking lot.
We've had issues with that.
That's not us. So we've actually called them and said, hey, do you guys have permission from somebody besides us because you're not part of our special event permits or anything like that? And the one food truck operator went so far as to say, the mayor told me that I could come and set up in the county courthouse parking lot. And I'm like, well, doesn't really
Did
make
you
sense.
ask him which mayor?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's not our deal.
We've dealt with that, and so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to have to keep an eye on.
If,
So what do
If
we
that
do?
is-
I mean, we're
I would-
doing,
if that is the case, I would suggest talking with Cody and/or one of us.
And let us talk to
Because
the mayor.
we all visit with the mayor, and if
Yeah.
it's not legit,
Yeah, we need to make sure that they're either,
Yeah.
I'm sure that sheriff or
I'm sure
different
they're
ones can
looking for
help out.
someplace to go.
okay, I just didn't want to get tagged for something that we had nothing to
And
do.
that's a good point, I wanna make sure when they come to me that I can, you guys are saying, these are the approved nights unless you come here, and we'll stick that way.
Okay. Sounds
well,
good.
I mean, as far as a fairness standpoint, when the folks have went through you, you're planning on them, you have a space, and you've got it all set up logistically, and then somebody else comes in and just kind of
Yeah,
does their own thing, it just
We've
doesn't
only had-
work.
we've only had that happen a couple of times. We've actually had to go, well, wait a minute, you're not even supposed to be here.
And
So
we've got a
Right.
good working relationship with each other, he's there now,
Okay.
Okay.
so, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
Let
good.
us know. I'd entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve the use of the South County parking lot and county grounds for the farmer's market, Art on Main, and Third Friday Live.
Second?
We got a motion by Commissioner Scott, and a second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, David.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Bill, sorry you're 15 minutes late. I didn't notice.
Actually, he's 45 minutes early. It's only 11.
Oh, that's true. So, see, I didn't mess up. Guess I'm good. Who's the other copy for? Marla? Oh. Steve doesn't want.
So today we have 4 bids responding back to our chipping oil notice and our asphalt oil notice. The first bid I'm going to open is from Suncor Energy.
Is that on the
Suncor,
What's
Which-
listed under?
Because it's Western Emulsions, Mountain States,
it
ASI.
used to be Mountain States,
Okay.
so it would fall in that category right there.
And since you took so long to open the bid, it probably went up 50 cents a ton.
So on the first item is the 1,200 tons of LMCRS2. They came in at $430 per ton. On the 230 ton of CSS1, they are at $265 per ton. The MC800, 32 tons, they're at $585 per ton. And no bid on GSB 88. The CRS2A, they're at $425 per ton. And they have a freight cost of $32 per ton. They have some additional details on that we can check out later. The next bid is Idaho Asphalt. Let's see here. No bid on the LM CRS2, no bid on the CSS1. On the 32 tons of MC800, they're at $597 per ton. No bid on the GSB88. On the CRS2A 30 tons, they're at $400 per ton. And the freight cost is quoted at $35.50. The next bid is from Asphalt Systems Incorporated. The bid from ASI at the 1,200 ton of LMCRS, no bid. No bid on the CSS1. No bid on the MC800. They have bid on the GSB 88 70 tons, $658 per ton. They have a no bid on CRS2A, the 30 ton, and a freight cost of $40 per ton, and then they are minimum loads of 35 tons per load for that 40 ton per ton price. The last bid is from Peak Asphalt, which would fall under the Western Emulsions
Okay.
section on the table. It's hard to keep up with these guys.
That's what I was just gonna say.
On the 1,200 tons of LM CRS2, they are at $430 per ton. On the 230 tons of CSS1, they are $225 per ton. No bid on the MC800, no bid on the GSB88. They have a bid on the 30 tons of CRS2A at $400 per ton. They have a freight cost of $39 per ton. And there is some other specifics listed here on the demurrage and other aspects. Demurrage is $125 per hour after 2 hours. Return loads half head haul. So I'd like the time to be able to take these numbers back and go through the specifics on the bid and also the demurrage rates and come back to the next commission for award.
I'd entertain a motion. You can just table it till the next.
Yeah, I make a motion, we table this until the next meeting for Bill to review.
I'll second that.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Hatfield and a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor?
Thank you.
How long is the
Bill.
bids good
Thank
for?
you,
Only 30 days?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. They were pretty close all the way through. That's
Yeah, there was a couple that were
Yeah.
right on
a
top of
little
each
bit
other.
out there, but yeah.
Okay, Scott Show. Come on down. Don't pinch him, he's got taco socks on. He's got green on his lettuce.
All right. First item we have is the Snodgrass subdivision. This is a one-lot subdivision. It is out on the Promontory Peninsula, or at least working its way towards the Promontory
I
Peninsula.
was actually gonna say in Snodville, but
Snodsville?
I don't think I've ever heard of Snodgrass. Has anybody, have you guys heard of Snodgrass?
Nope.
I've never heard of it.
Interesting.
So it's located at 3210 North on East Promontory Road. It's a one-lot subdivision consisting of 1 acre. And it has been reviewed and approved by all applicable departments and comes with a recommendation of approval.
Cool.
I'd make a motion that we approve the Snodgrass subdivision.
Second?
Got a motion by Commissioner Scott, a second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, second item is a request for reimbursement from the Corridor Preservation Fund. This is for project CPF 18-01. It's for Perry City. And they are requesting $21,367. And this project, it was originally approved by the Box Elder Council of Governments on October 17th, 2018. And the project was approved by the County Commission on November 7th, 2018. So,
They're just finishing it up.
yep, they're just wrapping it up and,
Okay.
So it was 300,267?
no,
21,000.
21,000. Okay.
367.
367.
I think we'd already dispersed some of it, right?
I don't think so on this project. On other projects,
This
we
was a
have.
different animal.
Okay, different animal. Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we reimburse Perry City for the Corridor Preservation Fund at the amount of $21,367.
I'll second that.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Hatfield and a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor? And the reappointment?
Yep. Final item is Commissioner Bonnie Robinson on the Planning Commission. Her term is up this month in March, and she's requesting, she would like to serve another term.
Cool.
I think she's a good asset to the Planning Commission. So a reappointment there, and as you're aware, we have another commissioner,
Desi.
Desi Larson, who is finished, and so we currently have a couple other people in the,
Have you got all those texts and emails I've been sending you?
yeah,
Okay.
we have about 5 people interested in the position, so,
And if they're from the northern area, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
it seems like most of those are kind of Bothwell, Garland,
Building.
Riverside, Fielding area, so, which is.
I still don't know where that one was from. I thought he was from right on the border between Tremont and Bothwell, but
Yeah. Yeah, see,
Okay.
I think all of them that we have interested are from the area that we need representation from, so.
okay. I'd entertain a motion.
Very good. I would make a motion that we reappoint Bonnie Robinson to the Planning Commission.
Second?
Got a motion by Commissioner Scott and a second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor?
Aye.
Hanks, do you want to sign, me to sign those now?
Be great.
Better go put your Steve Hatfield on it. Better go put your Steve Hatfield there.
Yeah. This is the Perry City one. It's on there. Your timing is correct.
It doesn't have to be legible, right? Oh, yeah.
I'll bring it down to you later.
Anyway, but now we have a point system that has to meet all this criteria. Scott was making me jump through friggin' fire.
You're not done jumping.
It's good exercise.
Thanks, Scott. Sheriff.
Kevin Potter, Sheriff. I've got a contract here between us and the state for bailiffs and security at the state courthouse. The contract's been in place for a long time. Nothing's changed on the contract. It's basically, we count the hours. Bailiff is in the courtroom, and security is at the front door and around the building and the basement and everything else. And we have a formula between us and the state where we each chip in and pay. and total $217.69. So need a signature from the commission and county attorney if you got any questions on the for me. The formula was basically set a long time ago, and it's the bailiffs, according to state code, the sheriff has to provide the bailiffs. So that's really 100% our bill, and we could say the state has to do the security, but actually the reason that we're helping each other on both of those things is we all think that it's best if the deputies and the bailiffs are the same deputies that are doing security at the front door, instead of letting the state hire a private security firm, and we don't know who, they don't do as good a job of us, and we're not sure who gets in the courtroom. So anyway, that's why they decided we're both pitching in and helping with each other when we don't necessarily have to, but that's the thought process behind it.
Okay.
Makes a ton of sense. How often do they review the hours allotted and the hourly rate? Is that an annual review, or have they still
Yes.
stayed the same?
This contract, yeah, yearly.
Because with everything being shut down, are they gonna look at this next year when everything goes back up to overtime and the whole bit? I mean, they're backed up.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's what's going to happen next year when all the courts open and trials open is a huge concern.
Can we sub this out and they can have another courtroom over here again and
I'm
2 for 1?
I can easily see the courts becoming our busiest division once it's
Okay,
happened.
that's what I was just gonna say.
So are the rates on this a little bit kinder than the state reimbursement rate for
Yeah,
inmates?
I actually think I think we're getting,
Doing okay?
that's a good
Okay.
paying rate for our.
It looks
for us.
like it. It really does, so.
That's
all
good. And part of the reason is bailiffs are usually more senior by the time
They get up there
you
and wanna
you
go.
get there by seniority, so you have to have more years usually to get over there, and the wage is a little higher. But the wage, that's a good wage for us.
Good.
In this contract.
I'll make a motion, we approve the bailiff and security contract 2108.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Hatfield and a second by Commissioner Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Do you sign, or do we do that?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
There's only one spot, so I guess you guys don't get to sign.
It's all on you.
Yeah, it's all on me. Mike, while we're signing.
Same contract?
Yeah,
think so,
same
yeah.
contract.
Mike Pace, USU Extension. So this is just an informational item. Sorry, do you want me to wait?
No, you're good.
For you guys, Utah Department of Ag and Food every year honors ranches and farms that have been in farming or in the family for at least 100 years. And it's a designation that they have, so anybody that has those can apply for that designation. And then what they will do is they will send that application to myself. We'll review it with our committee, make sure that it is such that it's been in the family for over 100 years. And then we'll send it into Utah Farm Bureau, who then makes that designation. When they do, they will get that back. They have a nice sign that these individuals are able to hang up. We probably see multiple ones
Yeah.
if you're driving around the county and that. So we just orchestrate it through our office and that here, and we just want to make sure you guys were aware of it. We've put it out through our channels of contact, put it on our Facebook pages and that as well. And I know we already have one farm that's applied for this year. That's the Pugsleys out in Park Valley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Should just be smooth sailing with that, but we do have, this is due April 1st, and so hopefully we'll have a couple more.
I was just thinking I got 15 more years for my house. What if I live that
It'll
long?
go quick. So it was just to let you guys
Just
know.
informational.
Yep.
Thanks for coming and letting
Yeah, I
us
saw
know.
that
That was
email.
beyond the-
It's cool.
Okay.
It's good to see.
Thanks,
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Tell me when you're ready to do some more trees. If you've never had the chance of watching Mike Pace work doing some trees, it's pretty cool to watch him graft trees. Slow week, huh, Jenica? Summertime, summertime. Did I just hand you my agenda?
No, I think we're good.
Is that it? Except for this one. Did Damson ever get a hold of you?
I talked to him the other day.
Did you send him off to him? I just seen that Wells Fargo jog my memory. I'd entertain a motion to go into a closed session for real estate and possible legal.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I got a motion by Commissioner Scott, a second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate ya.